So the Ethereum merge is finally here, but what does that really mean for Ethereum? Well, over the next couple months, we're going to see Ethereum gas fees begin to drop off while Ethereum transaction speeds increase. We're also going to see Ethereum switch from a proof of work model to a proof of stake model. And perhaps the most underrated part of all of this is that Ethereum's issuance is expected to decline by nearly 90%. And what this means is that Ethereum is going to be getting a whole lot more rare, and it could very fastly go from an inflationary asset to a deflationary asset. So the best way to describe this, and we're going to elaborate a lot more on this in today's video, is imagine this being a super halving for Bitcoin, but instead of a halving on Bitcoin, this is going to be the super halving for Ethereum. So if this sounds interesting at all, make sure you guys stick around for the entire length of this video, as there will be so much great information the entire way through. And I want to talk about a lot of the fundamentals, but of course, you know, on this channel, we like to talk about the charts as well. So I have the Ethereum chart pulled up here, and today's episode, I'm sure to everyone's liking, is going to be heavily focused on Ethereum. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on in, and I want to talk about issuance first before we get into the charts, and then we'll kind of wrap back into some of the fundamentals that we maybe missed out on. So from the get-go, Ethereum's merge, it's called the merge because they are switching from a proof of work blockchain like Bitcoin to a proof of stake blockchain. And over the last couple years, we have seen a proof of stake model grow very, very popular, and people have kind of wanted to get away from the traditional proof of work model. There was lots of arguments for, really a lot of different reasons. Some people said it was climate effective. Some people said it just wasn't practical for scalability. Whatever the reason is, people have been wanting to get away from a proof of work model, with a few exceptions here and there, Bitcoin being the main leader in that. And truth be told, I don't think Bitcoin really will ever get away from proof of work. But Ethereum here, the merge is happening because they are merging from a proof of work model to a proof of stake model. Now, alongside this, we mentioned earlier that this will cause Ethereum to be able to do things like ZK rollups and sharding, probably anywhere from 12 to 24 months down the line. And I would say in the immediate future, maybe like the next 6 months, we will have more staking options for Ethereum, where people can deposit and withdraw the stakes in Ethereum 2.0 that they've already done. Now, as I said, the Ethereum issuance is expected to drop by nearly 90%, which means the amount of Ethereum that is being issued is expected to drop by 90%. And if you remember earlier last year, and sorry, I'm not scrolling through this as much as I probably should. I want everyone to be able to read this. But if you remember last year, I believe it was proposal 1559 was a proposal that let Ethereum start burning its supply. And yeah, here it is. It's actually right here. And so with Ethereum now able to start burning its supply, this has made Ethereum very rapidly go from something that could have been an inflationary asset, I think it actually was slightly inflationary, to now being a deflationary asset. And so what we're seeing here is a rapid flippening of how much Ethereum is going to be seen on the everyday markets, and that's a big thing. Again, imagine if something went from a 5% inflation rate to a 5% deflation rate, essentially just saying that Ethereum is just getting more and more and more rare over the span of time. And I need to go find the study on this, but there was a study done that was saying that something like X amount of $1 million needed to be put into the market every day just to hold Ethereum at a solid price, meaning that just so that it would not fall in price. But the actual opposite is expected to happen, to say now there cannot be X amount of sell pressure to hold Ethereum down. And I wish I had those exact numbers right in front of me, but I don't, and I don't want to botch them because, I don't want to put out false information. But here it talks about essentially a 5% reduction in Ethereum supply per year. So if this all holds true, we could be seeing a 5% deflation rate in Ethereum year over year. So there's a lot of potential here, and most people aren't aware of it, but a lot of different cryptocurrencies actually are inflationary until their supply gets out there. And then they start seeing deflationary attributes. But a lot of early stream crypto projects are inflationary in nature because they're trying to get their circulating supply out there. They're trying to get to their total or maximum supply that they have set out for. And like CoinDesk says here, the final countdown for Ethereum has begun. We're expected to see this on September 13th, as late as September 16th if other stuff is to happen. But at the time of making this video, it's looking like the merge is going to happen on September 13th. Now, if we're going back to the chart over here, Ethereum has been one of the best performing cryptocurrencies in the market right now, especially in the top 50 to top 100 coins. Because yesterday was a nasty day for a lot of different cryptos, but Ethereum is still holding pretty well. If we're looking at how much it's up from bottom to where it's currently at, it's still up, I mean, a ton. And so I think the big area that everyone's looking for here is, number one, what is Ethereum going to do upon the initial reaction of the merge? And I think that could be twofold. I think maybe leading up to the merge, if the traditional markets like the S&P 500 and NASDAQ are bullish, then that could lead Ethereum to also see a really healthy run-up. The big area that I want to see Ethereum conquer is not only this previous high, but I also want to see it touch the 200-day moving average, which very few cryptos have done in this bear market, at least in a pretty long time. Now, Ethereum does have a couple of different support levels, so, you know, if it does start seeing that buy the hype, sell the news, as a lot of people are calling for, then that's perfectly okay because Ethereum has a lot of support in here. I think the more dangerous thing is that if there is a buy the hype and sell the news event and Ethereum starts falling, I think that can affect the rest of the crypto market as well, and that we might start seeing altcoins that are related to Ethereum also start falling as well. So there's lots of different ways that this can play out, and I think everyone wants to throw their 2 cents into the mix here. But at the end of the day, it looks like the Ethereum merge is going to go well. For the mid and long term, this is an extremely bullish thing for not only the Ethereum network, but everything that is considered an ERC20 token. Anything that is going to be relating and correlating to Ethereum, this is a very long-term bullish thing. In the short term, yeah, price can go up, it can go down. We all know that cryptocurrency is a very volatile market, but in the long term and in the midterm here, this is a really bullish update. So I'm really not too worried about the charts, and I don't want to give too much of a technical analysis prediction here. I think that I have my targets of the areas that I would like to see, and we've already talked about them. And there are a couple of support levels, whether that be by like 1400 or even lower towards like the lower end of the scale over here towards like 1000. But there's lots of support and resistance on this chart regardless. But that's going to go ahead and wrap us up for this video, everyone. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. There is a lot of great content like this one coming out. We have another video coming out this Friday and plenty of more videos coming out in the following weeks as well. So if that does sound interesting, consider hitting the subscribe button, drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll see all of you in Friday's video.